Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
Negotiated a financial settlement regarding the exterior metal panels on the Denny Sanford Premier Center. As you recall, back in 2014, the city questioned the aesthetic appearance of the panels on the west side of the building in particular. This triggered an informal resolution process that has been occurring over the last year. The project team and the city of Sioux Falls fully vetted the possible options before jointly agreeing to a financial settlement. As a result, M.A. Mortensen Company, Sinkhome Detlefs, Coke Hazard, M.J. Dalsin Incorporated, and Innovative Metals Incorporated, or better known as IMETCO, have agreed to a financial settlement with the city of Sioux Falls. And now I will turn it over to your mayor, Mike.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank the citizens of Sioux Falls for their support throughout this event center journey. It has and continues to inspire the team and I, and it motivates us to work even harder on your behalf. Secondly, I'd like to commend you for your patience as we have worked through the topic of the event center exterior metal siding. Getting things done is not always easy, but when you have teammates around you that work together for the greater good, the odds of your success are so much better. M.A. Mortensen Company, Sinkhome Detlefs PC, Coke Hazard, M.J. Dalsin Incorporated, and Innovative Metals Company have proven to be very capable and committed teammates. With that in mind, the city of Sioux Falls has negotiated a financial settlement regarding the exterior metal siding of our Denny Sanford Premier Center. I am pleased to announce that the contribution of the parties to the settlement is in the amount of $1 million. This has certainly been a long and challenging process, but once again, the citizens and the taxpayers of Sioux Falls will benefit from the efforts of many, including our partners that built our beautiful and ultra-productive event center. I will now turn the podium over to Director of Public Works, Mark Cotter. Mark?
Thank you, Mayor Huther. I echo the partnership the parties have that constructed the new Denny Sanford Premier Center. We took a measured approach to review and observe the exterior metal siding. I'm pleased to announce the investigation and informal resolution process concluded that the exterior metal siding is functionally and structurally sound with no need of replacement. Its appearance, while questioned, is not inconsistent with features of metal siding of its kind on commercial buildings built throughout the United States. The 20-year finish warranty remains in effect for the exterior metal siding. The exterior metal siding is structurally sound and doing what it was designed to do. It is designed to be the weather barrier. The watertight materials are installed behind the exterior metal siding. This is the first-class facility built with the most modern amenities of event centers today and will serve generations to come. Thank you for coming today, and I'll turn the podium over now to Director of Finance, Tracy Turbach. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning. You know, this project has been such an incredible success on many levels, every level, truly. The financial aspects of the project are no exception. We've celebrated the financial success of the early operations and will continue to do so in the days to come as the facility continues to operate in the black, meeting or exceeding expectations. Construction of the project was completed within budget, and this settlement agreement serves to cement the financial success of that aspect of the project as well. At the outset of the project, money used to fund the construction was placed into the city's event center construction fund, and costs of construction have been paid from that fund. Proceeds received by the city under this settlement agreement will be placed into this same event center construction fund to be used for future enhancements and facility improvements. With that concludes our remarks, and we'll open it up for questions from the news media. Thank you.
Yes, Mark.
Okay, so what took place with the lawsuit? Did you guys just not end up filing that, or?
Thanks, Mark.
Sure. Mark, as part of this settlement, certainly there will be no lawsuit commenced, and certainly there will not be any lawsuits among the parties. That's part of a global resolution of the entire process. So we appreciate their efforts in helping us to achieve a settlement that's in everyone's best interest.
So were, I guess, lawsuit talks kind of discussed as a way to keep, negotiations on the table, or that was just an option all along if negotiations fell through?
Well, again, Mark, we talked about it last summer that after that one-year period, if we weren't able to informally resolve it, that we would commence litigation. And certainly you, among other many concerted and concerned media members in particular, were asking questions near the end of August about what's being done, what's the status, and certainly we felt an obligation to the community to inform you that that was going to be our next step. But fortunately, we were able to resolve the matter without the need for actual litigation.
What's the feedback you've been getting from the community about this issue, or whoever?
As the mayor, one of the luxuries I have is that I engage a bunch of people, not only that live in this town, but also that visit our town. And I think I've got what I consider probably the best pulse of anybody when it comes to, what are the issues and the opportunities concerning, our great city. I mean it sincerely. I've not received a single email about this topic in terms of, somebody concerned about the metal panels. Certainly it's been a talk, but in terms of concerns, probably the greatest concern was, how do I get tickets to get into the event center, to this concert or to this event? That's probably been the greatest concern. But in terms of the metal panels, I think that the thing that I've heard is, can we just move on to celebrate some big things yet to come?
If the panels are structurally sound, no need of replacement, what's the settlement settle?
Well, again, as we've talked about, it's the aesthetic appearance, and certainly that didn't meet expectations of what the city was intending to have up there. And certainly it's always difficult to put a value on aesthetics. However, when it doesn't meet your expectations, I think all these, the project team, they're respectable contractors. They stand by their work. And I think this financial settlement shows that they are reputable, and they want to show that, yes, we are concerned about our work, and they shared that, yes, we want the appearance to be acceptable as well, and when it didn't, I think that's what led to the settlement.
As a result of this settlement, will you be doing anything to change the aesthetics?
No, just as I had mentioned, we've reviewed it, we've observed it over the course of last year, and sourced our project team, which has their respective experts, and no replacements needed. So the building is a beautiful building and will stand the test of time as it currently appears.
So the building didn't meet, I guess, the expectations of city officials? Like, you guys had an expectation for what the side of the building would look like once it's completed, and you guys didn't feel as though you got the look you were going for?
That's,
And any idea, I guess, with this $1 million, what are you guys going to do to the Premier Center? Is there already talks about what the plan is?
that's a good question.
Yeah, and if you've been following this project, you've known that we've been talking about day two items from the very beginning. We allotted money within the project budget for those items that were identified. Once the center is up and running and functioning, there are always those things that you didn't think of, or you don't maybe need some more of in terms of the equipment. So we've been managing a significant list of day 2 items already, and this will certainly expand our ability to address some of those day 2 items. We expect that in the months to come, we'll be prioritizing those things, and they will be coming forward in a prioritized fashion, and we'll continue to execute those things. And it can be anything from more popcorn poppers or beer dispensers to additional storage space, better lighting in the parking lot is one of the things we've talked about. So there's a long list of things, and we really just need to get our hands around everything that potentially we might want to do, and then prioritize that process and begin to work our way down the list.
And Mark, that's a great question. But let me also be clear. The goal throughout this event center journey, even when we were talking about it, is that we would do everything in our power to protect the taxpayers and the citizens of this town. And that continues today. And it actually was a big piece of even the last year. Not only when we were celebrating its success, but also as we were going through this negotiation phase. Let me be very, very clear though, Mark, that even though the city may have dollars that they could potentially spend, they're not going to spend them, just frivolously on stuff. We truly will prioritize the needs of this town. We'll prioritize the needs of our new event center, and we will spend those dollars wisely, or we won't spend them at all. But right now, the financial settlement was just agreed to. And so now we will move on with those decisions, not only in the executive branch, but as Councilor Anderson Jr. and Councilor Rex Rolfing know as well, the legislative branch certainly plays a role in that as well as 175,000 people who call this town home. Good question.
So do you think the public will be upset that there's nothing being done to that outside of the panels?
With every decision that is made in a leadership role, what you're going to find is that not everybody's going to agree with the decision that was ultimately made. But my gut says, my head says, and my heart says that the vast majority, they've been wanting to celebrate our new event center over the last year, and they're going to be celebrating it in the years to come. And this will be some coffee talk, maybe for over the weekend or so. But then I think we're going to move on in Sioux Falls, capturing other opportunities, addressing other issues, just like we've been doing for generations.
Do the contractors evenly split the settlement, or does somebody pay more than?
Fair question.
This is a confidential settlement agreement where we are allowed to state the global amount, but we're not allowed to state the specific contributions of any particular party.
A very fair question.
But they're all involved in paying the settlement. All the companies are involved in paying the settlement.
Again, they've all been part of the process. They've all signed off on the confidentiality agreement, Mark, but in terms of identifying what their contributions are, and I can't do that because it's part of the confidentiality agreement. So we specifically were allowed to state what the total amount of their contributions were.
But the siding rippling, how does weather affect the longevity of that siding?
It won't. It's essentially, again, it's the weather barrier. So bulk water, driving wind, hail is essentially what that exterior metal siding does. It protects then the inside watertight materials, but it also allows, since it is just the weather barrier and not watertight, it also allows that building envelope to breathe back out as well. And so it's doing what it was designed to do, and will continue to do so, and that's why it's functionally and structurally sound.
Sure, so it isn't a situation where you'd have to replace it 10 years earlier because it would degrade faster. It's doing what it's supposed to do for the same amount of time.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Good job.
Not to handle the lawsuit issue, but was there a specific target date that you guys had in mind that if this wasn't resolved by set date or set time frame, this is when we're going to officially move forward with the lawsuit? Or was it something where you guys sat at the table and said, okay, this isn't going anywhere, time to do something?
Good question, Mark. And again, when we provided that public announcement, I mean, we promised the public an update at the end of that 1-year period, and we felt an obligation to the public to announce that next step intention. Certainly part of that was to dispel any rumors out there that the city wasn't acting on it and wasn't doing anything. And I guess in terms of your exact question, when the discussions kept going and it was clear that yes, we were going to achieve this settlement, there was no need to file the lawsuit at that point. So
People drive into our new facility and they see a building that's kind of rippled. You worry about look?
We've had, I've actually got the number here, you little scoop. We've had 630,000 plus people attend our new event center. I mean, 630,000. I'm the mayor of this town. I've not had any of those 630,000 people call me to talk about the look of the event center. And in fact, in many cases, they not only talk about how beautiful it is on the inside, they talk about just how incredibly beautiful it is on the outside. And I think that they're going to continue to rave about the inside and outside of our new event center.
Would you say maybe it gives it some character? Not to make light of the situation,
Well,
but
One of the things that you'll find, it's in the eye of the beholder. You know, everybody has their opinion on the way that things should be. If you own a home, if you own a business, if you wear clothes, whatever it would be, you know, we all have our perceptions or what we want in terms of how we want things to look. So I think that it's ultimately in the eye of the beholder. But I think, as Mark said, you know, the metal panels, they certainly have a certain look to them, and I think it's absolutely a beautiful facility. Mark, you like it too.
I completely agree. Yes, Mark.
We'll talk about the settlement back. Quick question about the settlement. Just sort of for accuracy's sakes for us, I know you can't give out names or give out amounts, but you know, we go back and write that all of these companies are involved in the settlement, and maybe only a couple of them end up being involved in the settlement. It wouldn't be totally correct. So is there a way you could say, in fact, all of these companies are involved in the settlement, or there's maybe one or two that are involved in it, or half of them involved in it, and just for accuracy's sake?
for accuracy's sake, I can state that they were all actively engaged in the informal resolution process, and they were all actively involved in achieving a resolution. Does that suffice?
Probably not, David.
I think it's pretty broad.
Yeah, the language is tough.
So if siding came off my house, I'm just gonna let it be like a ripple? Does that bother you that it looks the way it does?
I can't be more clear. I'll say it one more time. We have got one of the most successful event centers in America. And our performance, proves that out. I mean, 630,000 people have attended our event center in its first year. 12 sold out events. Polestar, they said this is the best new concert venue. We were nominated among some of the big boys and girls across the world. Celebrated 2 sports championships there. As Tracy said, we're operating in the black in just an incredible way. And it is absolutely beautiful on the inside. And it's incredibly beautiful on the outside. Now, that's my opinion. Certainly, I'm a proud mayor of this town and probably its biggest cheerleader. But I'll tell you, now that this settlement has been reached, I think we're ready to move on and celebrate even more, capture more opportunities, maybe even generate some other fond memories for all of us and our families and the visitors that come here. I mean, personally, that you get these these opportunities in life to kind of, capture these dreams, and then you want to go out and capture other ones. The city of Sioux Falls, they captured a long-awaited dream with our new event center. They did when they voted for it, and then ultimately we got it built, and now ultimately we're going to do even more in the years to come. This certainly was a challenging process, absolutely, very challenging, and yes, time consuming, and it took a lot of hard work to ultimately get us where we're at today. But I think it's time to move on. Certainly the media, you've got to do your part to ask more questions and engage the public that not only you serve, of course, but that we serve, and that'll continue, and I respect that and I welcome it. But I think that what you're going to find is that the city of Sioux Falls and the great citizens here, that they're ready to let's tackle something more. Let's even make even greater things happen. I should acknowledge too that we do have Council Anderson Chair Anderson Jr. here, and we have Council Vice Chair Rex Rolfing here too. They certainly care about this city as much as I do. And again, I just want to thank them for being part of this journey as well. Other questions? Anything?
Were any of the contractors upset regarding the lawsuit talks, or were they that bothered them at all? The announcement.
Really don't have any comment. I mean, Mark, any settlement agreement requires people to voluntarily agree to something, so obviously we were able to achieve that, and these are all good, reputable companies standing by their work and able to achieve a resolution without the need for litigation. So we're happy it's concluded.
And guess who else is celebrating today? M.A. Mortensen Company, St. Combs Detlefs PC, Coke Hazard, M.J. Dalsin Incorporated, and Innovative Metals Company. They're celebrating along with the city of Sioux Falls today. I think that answers your question, Mark.
Well, thank you for coming today. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
I didn't know that.
I agree with this one.
Come on, Soda Pop, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.